Hey, welcome back, everybody. Love to have you. Episode 17. We're almost to a complete North American television series season. Wow. It's been a while since I've achieved this many episodes in one concurrent season or one concurrent project. I guess I'm feeling back to my old self, huh? Anyway, hopefully you've had an awesome day, awesome week, awesome month since the last time we talked, or I talked to you through YouTube. So this episode, we're over back towards downtown, but we're a little west of it, approaching the hillside / mountainside. I've had this library here for a while. I put in the medical laboratory, which is across the street here. You see it to the left of the screen, which is then a quick walk from the hospital that we built a long time ago. And I'm just kind of filling in some spaces. I was, when I originally recorded this, thinking that the whole episode would be just housekeeping, if you will, just filling in some spots. But then I just had so much stuff. So the first two, we filled in some spots in the neighborhood with the commercial and then built that little business park, office park thing by the airport. And now we're over here by the immediate west side of downtown. We're just west of City Hall, if you remember that episode. We're working with this library, and I'm making an outdoor little reading nook. I don't imagine it rains a whole lot in Elysian State. In fact, I need to brown up some of this grass. And I'm sure, I mean, that's wicker. I'm sure that maybe they take in the pillows at night. Maybe I should add a shed. And this is still before I had surface painter back. In fact, I don't think I used surface painter at all for like the next 4 episodes that you're seeing episode 3 of. I'm doing all these voiceovers the same day. Can you tell? Yeah. So I mean, game's working fine. DLC is great. I might have had that episode come out. Who knows? But I might have started that series. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm in the WoW Dragonflight beta, and then I'm doing stuff in the GTA RP world with 404 RP, and I'm just kind of busy, air quotes. I've considered a channel for the WoW stuff just because I think we need a balance of opinions. It's typically either very hardcore. I guess it's mostly all hardcore or experts. There's a couple of non like hardcore. I guess there's probably a lot, but Josh Strife Hayes talks about MMO content creators, and that was a very good thing. But back to our build, there is this theater, which I thought I had used before, and I really like this theater. But it turns out I used 2 of the jazz club theaters, thinking I was using this theater, because this is what happens when you don't have focus. So I'm providing some dock doors so you can load in your sets. your musical equipment, your theatrical sets, your concert sets, etc. I figure one of the other doors you might, I mean, I guess you could load in this for like um, concessions and whatnot, merch. Theaters are well designed, or they typically are well designed for loading in lots of stuff and getting it throughout the space efficiently. Even when they didn't have dock high trucks, they had like horse-drawn wagons. I don't know if we have any of those theaters in this city. I think these are all, if they're that old, they probably have been retrofitted anyway for the modern era. And then this is a continuation of the commercial next to it with some high density, quasi high density residential in and near this space. Right now we're working on a grocery store because the next one, the nearest one, is either down on the south side or way over there on the east side. And so this space probably needs this type of establishment. And so we're working on this. More parking lots. I think the name of this episode and the 2 previous episodes is Parking Lot Palooza. In fact, I may have just named each episode Parking Lot Palooza episode Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Hopefully, if we reach my goal of connecting Elysian and Piedmont by episode 20, which this is episode 17, and I have 18 recorded already. We have 19 and 20, so we have 2 episodes to go. So it may not happen. Who knows? But this grocery store, I don't know where Giant is from. Maybe Giant is in Europe somewhere. Could be somewhere in the States. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But I needed a logo for another build, and I just kept it. And I searched for grocery store logo. So hopefully it's a grocery store. Ignorant American puts giant unrelated stuff. Yep. It is 8:45 a.m. today as I record this. I'm still drinking my coffee. Yeah. Life things. But I think this stretch came out great. I think it looks good. I also spent time doing a couple of blocks that I've kind of just ignored inside of the downtown. And now, because of my lack of focus and because I knew it was urgent, and I guess not necessarily urgent because I could just play with the game paused. That said, this is a quick police station. For whatever reason, I felt it was pertinent to have here right now in this very moment. And I borrowed the work that I did on the south side to make this, but without the additional building. And I think this came out, I think this building kind of lends itself to a small police building. and it's just quick. In fact, I think this building itself is vanilla. What's not vanilla is the police sign and then the door props. And since I'm using it quite a bit, what I might do is I might make that asset. Here I am borrowing parking lot. I might go into the asset editor, add these props on it, maybe put it on the workshop. Obviously, I have to link to the props, and then, gosh, I have to find them. I wonder if I don't think the asset editor, and when you upload it, will tell you the props. But it can't be that hard. If I search my game police, I could, thanks to Find It, I can right click on the workshop button. You can see it down there next to you see it out there, the little Steam icons. If you right click that when you're using the Find It tool, it will give you the Steam page for that asset. But this neighborhood really needed police coverage for the game's sanity. I kept having helicopters just hover, which, I mean, I'm fine with it. And it's supposed to be a neighborhood that's not the world's best. But I don't know. I have a utopian dream. Not necessarily a utopian dream, but I want to be realistic. Crime happens. It happens anywhere where there's people. It doesn't matter what type of neighborhood you live in. But the game was really telling me I needed to put this here because the police helicopter was definitely constantly just over this area. And back to this part. This is me thinking, what am I going to put here? What am I going to put here? I want this strip mall here. I don't know why, but it screams strip mall needs to be here. And then this block, like newer but some older buildings, because this is the older part of downtown or the city. Like, I imagine where the high school, the education complex we built in previous episodes, just on the immediate north side of the city, and this area, and then downtown has seen its changes. There's a mix of old and new buildings throughout downtown. I imagine this core as being the older parts. At least that's what's in my head. That's the headcanon, if you will. Picking buildings is sometimes sometimes I wonder, gosh, what if I just zoned this? What would happen? Well, a building would appear that I didn't want there anyway. So I would bulldoze it. I was thinking, do I need parking for this theater? What I really need is, some mass transit options for our citizens. Oh, this building is from the Mid-Century Content Creators Pack. I need to place one over in Piedmont, and then over in Sunset. This building is also from that pack. I dig this little restaurant, cafe thing, diner. I had to take away the parking spaces though. We're sharing this parking lot with the there's this parking lot and the one to the top of the screen. And then these plants, these are from the pedestrians plazas and promenades and plazas. Gosh, if I had streamed, I would be fumbling that title the whole time. But now you too can get some mid-century modern hotels and cafes for the low price of $5.99. It'll most likely go on sale eventually, but definitely worth it. All the content creator packs are absolutely 100%. I am okay spending that money on them. Oh, I don't know if I have a shot of it, but there's a cafe. There was a decal that comes with the plazas and promenades. Hey, I got it right, I think. That I used as like flooring, plaza flooring, outside flooring for a cafe in that building, and it has a great pattern, and I dig it. I dig it. But then these are more older Victorian homes here that are supposed to complement. I imagine that the residential homes were probably more likely made of wood and timber, while commercial buildings were required less brick. Not that they require less brick, but if you split up we are going to make these out of brick, we're going to make these out of timber, you could quickly get residential buildings built with the timber as opposed to the brick. Now, these are new buildings in the plazas and promenades. And they are fantastic. Now, I don't know if I can dictate what graphic appears on some of these, which we'll see here shortly. I might have to explore, but I mean, I dig them. They're a little too modern, not necessarily like that's a bad thing. It's just if you're looking to build an older town, these wall-to-wall buildings are very crisp, which is okay. And I'm sure there's going to be some asset creator that is going to make some older historic versions. In fact, there's plenty, because any building, if you use Plop the Grobles or whatever I'm using, I guess I'm just using Rico and Find It these days. You could put any building on the pedestrian paths, the pedestrian only roadways and whatnots that come with it. Strip mall. I don't know if I recorded repainting them or not, but I do make them all that lovely shade of orange. And then I figured that the grocery store would probably have some plants here to kind of pretty up that space, and it would mimic kind of the colors in the logo, and that these guys would have some plants here, kind of brighten up, cheer up the space. They don't necessarily want trees to block it. Oh, I do it. Okay. But, it's things and stuff and things. And I felt this place had a lot of concrete. So we're going to add some grass. I think there's a couple yeah, there's trees. The trees are coming. Just you wait. Just you wait. These buildings are phenomenal. I dig them. I don't know who in colossal order made them, but whoever did it did a fantastic job, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. Ah, a nice little shot of the skyline from that vantage point. Just you wait until we fill in that stuff. And then here, that rooftop was bugging me, so get ready. Get ready. If you don't like the roof, replace it. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. I mean, I understand that that's supposed to be grass, but it's a little yellow. And then that mulch area, the planting beds. I just added other plants to that. I'm not going to change the color, but this. It's probably my lighting. It's got to be. It's got to be me. It's always got to be me. It's never anyone else's fault. It's always my fault. Everything is my fault. All of it. Yep. All of it. Ah, that coffee is amazing. After I record this voiceover, I'm going to go to the grocery store. What am I going to get at the grocery store? I don't know. Also, I want to thank the Patreons for allowing me to go to the grocery store. Allowing me to do this. There, see? Looks much better. It's not this big bright spot. Bright spot in a dim world. What would you say if we did City Skylines and grayscale? Like a noir film. I wonder. There's got to be enough buildings on the workshop by now, right? Let's think about that. Let us think about that. But yeah, this is more tidying up downtown, making sure that we've got stuff where it's supposed to go, and then failing to click confirm. I'm going to leave you with the cinematics here. Cinematics. And until next time, stay awesome, stay amazing, stay badass.